All right, welcome back to another riveting astronomy lesson. This one is 2.2, going outside and identifying constellations. So if you're in my class, one of the first things that you will get at the beginning of the month looks like this. This is the evening sky map. If you are not in my class and you're just, kind of stopping by and seeing what I'm all about, you got some free time, you can download this sky map for free. Just Google sky maps free and you'll download it. It comes out every month and it lets us know what's in the night sky. Now, may or may not have noticed, if you started already looking at some stars at night, that the stars are constantly in motion. So they are never really in the same spot. They have this tendency to move from east to west. So this is a snapshot of what you would see overhead given the prime hours of nighttime. So in this case, it'd be early. If it's early September, it'd be around 9. If as it gets later, it gets darker earlier. So late September is in around 8 o'clock. All of the constellations are labeled. It does show the lines that connect the shapes. Obviously, these would not, or hopefully, obviously, they will not be in the sky like that. So you'd be just, making the reference to the stars and their lines that way. But this is a good handy app to kind of know what you're looking for. This is the app this is the map that I will use for your quizzes. So definitely good to go out there and start looking at some of these. Other things that you're going to want, flashlight. So flashlights, you're out there, you're dark. If you're using your telescope to do some lunar features, or you're looking at Jupiter or Saturn, whatever, you're going to want a flashlight so you don't bump into stuff. Now, the tricky thing with flashlights is the white light hurts our night vision. So if you've ever, seen a car come in and kind of accidentally looked at the headlights, you kind of, you can't see as well. Your eyes aren't adjusted anymore to the dark. The same thing goes with the flashlight. But if you have a red flashlight, our eyes are able to stay adjusted for the nighttime with using the red light. So a couple of tricks. Those cheap flashlights that you can get from the dollar store or purchase from me, those are the same width as a Coca-Cola bottle cap. And it just so happens that the Coca-Cola bottle cap is red. So when you turn the light on with the cap over it, it makes it a red flashlight. So you don't have to spend $5, $10 on a red flashlight that way. It's a really good hack. I use it all the time. When I was in astronomy class in the planetarium, that's how I made my flashlight. I thought it was pretty sweet. My astronomy teacher told me, and I am passing it on to you. It's a great thing to do. Other things that are helpful. Phone apps. They're awesome. I highly suggest if you have an Apple phone that you download this Sky View free. It works great. If you have an Android, hey, it's there too. It's on both of them. It's amazing. Essentially what this does is this program runs on your phone. There are two versions. You don't need to buy the one that is $1. The free one is just fine. And what this program does is when you aim your camera at the sky or below the sky at the ground, it'll show you where the constellations are supposed to be. So it knows by your location where things are going to be, and it looks and it connects the dots for you and identifies all the constellations. This is a good way to kind of find some things and identify some of these constellations while you're out there. I highly suggest you use it. I use it all the time, especially when I'm setting up my telescope and trying to get it oriented the correct way, and I suggest you use it. It makes things way easier. Other things that you can use to help with your constellation. So there are some tricks. Many people are able to find the Big Dipper. The Big Dipper is an asterism in the constellation Ursa Major. Once you find the Big Dipper, then what you can do is the two stars that make up the cup, right here and right here, points to Polaris, which is their North Star. And that is the tail of the Little Dipper. So by finding one, you have now found two. Impress your friends. If you were to follow the handle back with an arch, it arcs to Arcturus, which is the bottom star here in the constellation Boötes. The herdsman also looks kind of like an ice cream cone. Next to that ice cream cone, and this picture doesn't show it, is another constellation that kind of looks like this. That is Corona Borealis, or the Northern Crown. And it kind of looks like the part of the ice cream that fell off. If you draw a spike down from Arcturus, straight down that way, you get to Spica, which is in the constellation Virgo. If you go back to Ursa Major and follow the back 2 stars down, that'll go to Regulus, which is part of Leo. It's part of the asterism that looks like a backwards question mark. So by finding Ursa Major, finding the Big Dipper, the asterism, the Big Dipper, you're able to find a whole bunch of other stuff, and it's kind of fun. And it's definitely fun to show people that you know what you're talking about, and it's fun just for yourself, and it helps you kind of figure out your directions, north, south, east, and west. Good times.